Just give me one. Yep. So just to start right from the beginning, right, talking about the basics. So as we have, maybe discussed earlier also, that Salesforce is the world's #1 CRM at this point of time, right? So let me just go back a little into the basics again. So CRM, as we understand, stores all sort of customer information, right? All customer related information. Info is stored in CRM, right? Which does not only mean that it stores the phone numbers and email IDs. It stores a lot beyond um, the phone numbers and email IDs, which can include the conversations that we have with the customers, the preferences of the customers, when is the customer planning to buy, what is the customer planning to buy, what is the budget, what kind of industry, what is their potential, how much they can actually spend and all that stuff, right? So that's all is covered in the CRM. So all sort of information which a customer needs to track, which a company needs to track related to their customer comes under CRM. Correct? Okay. Which means it forms a big database, or at least a good size of database for the company to maintain, right? There's so much of data which needs to be tracked, and it requires a centralized database where all this information can be tracked. Now that's the second part of it. Now Salesforce, when they provide you a CRM solution, so when you actually approach salesforce.com, they give you an application or a software that will help you manage data. Along with that, they also provide you with, yeah, and along with that, they also provide you with the database space, storage space, right? Database storage spaces, some space on their server which you can utilize for storing the data. Got it? So just to give you an example, like uh, when you actually buy a license or subscription from Salesforce, they will give you the software that you can use for maintaining data, and they will give you, let's say, 1 GB storage online, which means you can access that storage space online. This is where your customers data will be stored. Advantage is that you don't have to set up a separate server. You don't have to spend all the time and money and effort into setting up a separate server, and this is accessible online, and this storage space is connected with your software. Got it? So that's how it is. For example, very similar to this, you can think about Gmail. So when you are actually using Gmail, so Gmail has a software or an application or the front end which is built for you, where you actually draft emails, you see the emails and you compose emails and all that stuff, right? So it's a software which is built in the front end, and they also give you some storage space for storing all your emails, right? You don't need to actually go ahead and build a separate server or a hard disk for storing the all your Gmail conversations. That's all getting stored in Gmail only, right? And they give you a certain amount of space. I think Gmail gives close to a 15 GB, including emails and the Google Drive for each account. So that's the storage that they are allowing you to go ahead and access. Got it? So same way our um Salesforce works. So they give you the software and they give you the backend storage space. Now, once they provide this kind of a solution, there are a lot of advantages that you as a company benefit, get while you're using Salesforce. Okay, so advantages are, first advantage, that you don't need to, no initial investment. So you don't have a big initial investment. Okay, so there is no big initial investment involved there. Secondly, there is no maintenance that you need to do, right? Accessible from anywhere. So this storage space can be accessed from anywhere if you have internet, right? You don't have to initially invest a lot of money into setting up your own server. You don't have to take care of the maintenance and all these things. So overall, there is a lot of advantage which is associated with this Salesforce CRM, right? So you have the CRM software, which is a good one. Along with that, you get the storage space, which again comes up with a few benefits. Got it? So that's how Salesforce works. All right. So that's the model. Now, what happens with Salesforce is, let's say I am running a company. So I actually want you guys to understand the basics of it. So let's say I'm running a company. I need a CRM, and I actually start comparing different CRMs available in the market, right? Some CRM will only provide me software, and I'll need to take care of the database server. Okay, so I'll need to build it on my own. Got it? It's more like the way you have any other software, like talk about Microsoft Office, MS Office, we all use, right? Microsoft Office. So Microsoft Office is a software. So Office has built a software, but that software does not come with data storage and all that stuff. You have to first of all build your hardware, and on top of that you can install that software, right? So either you need to have a laptop or a desktop computer or something where you actually can install that Microsoft Office. Got it? So it does not come along with the hardware part of it. But at the same time, if I'm talking about Gmail, in Gmail, what happens, all that you need is you just need to create a login for Gmail, and that's it. You don't have to build a separate computer for that. So that's how it works. All right. So that's the advantage of Salesforce. Now, going back to the case study that we were talking about, let's say I'm considering different software solutions or CRM solutions available in the market. So I will find both type of solutions. The solutions which require me to build the hardware on my own, and the solution something like Salesforce, right? So when I opt for something like Salesforce, it definitely has a lot of advantages for me. I don't have to spend a lot of money and effort into building it up, and then I can stop payment anytime. So it's like a um, software on demand. So whenever you have a requirement for the software, you pay for it. Otherwise, you stop paying and you stop using it, right? So that's the advantage. Now, after considering all the advantages of Salesforce, let's say I decided to go with Salesforce and I said, okay, fine, I need Salesforce now. What is the next question that I will have in mind? So we'll keep on continue talking about advantages of Salesforce, and as we proceed in the course, you will get to understand a lot more advantages. But basically, primary advantages we have talked about, and during the course of our training, we'll keep on talking about a few more advantages of Salesforce. Uh, so that's there. But now, what is the first question that comes to mind? If I am running my business, and let's say if you guys are running a business and you actually try to decide or finalize on a certain software, what is the first thing that you will think of? Features, functionalities, everything is fine. You're happy with that. What's the first thing that comes in mind after that? Yeah. Anyone?
There should be someone who knows how to use it, Jeet, the system.
That's also fine, but even before that, there is one more thing that you need to think.
Security.
Even before that.
Maybe you should plan on what you want to store or something.
Okay. Think about it this way. You you like you saw an Audi and you like it, and you say, oh, this is really good. Okay. So what's
Okay,
the first
maybe
thing
the
that you do?
price of it. Price of it.
Yeah, right.
Okay, right.
Fine. So first thing that for a business also, how much will it cost, right? Feature functionality, that's also there. Security is there, but the companies start thinking on the pricing part. Okay, so that's one thing that we will need to do. Okay, fine. Is it something in my budget? Is it something which is completely very expensive, or something I can afford, I cannot afford, whatever. Okay. So pricing part will depend on the addition of Salesforce. Okay. Now tell me one thing. Just think about it. Do you think all the companies which are using Salesforce, or all the companies which plan to use Salesforce, all the companies are of same level or same size companies, or they have same kind of requirement? The answer is no, right? There can be a small company, there can be a big company, there can be a company which has a complex process, there can be a company which has a very simple process, right? So everyone does not require the same kind of a product, or same kind of a software. So Salesforce has different editions. Okay, editions, with editions the features and the functionalities of Salesforce will change. Okay, so you have some basic editions and then you have some advanced editions. Okay, with more features, functionalities. So first thing that we're going to do is we are going to talk about the editions. Where will you find all these editions listed? Just go to salesforce.com. Okay. So let's go to the salesforce.com website. You guys can do it later on. Right now you can just follow my screen. On this you will see products, and under products you can see the pricing. Okay. So this is where all the editions are listed, starting from the basic ones, the group edition which costs you $25. There is one more edition which is called a contact manager edition. It's not listed on the website, but it's available in the market. I'll tell you about that also. So you have contact manager, you have group $25, professional 65, enterprise 125, unlimited $250. So why the prices are changing? The prices are changing because the features are changing. You see the list of features. Like if I talk about a professional edition, it has all the features of group edition plus these features. In the group edition, whatever features are allowed plus these. If I'm talking about an enterprise edition, it has all the features of a professional edition plus these features. And unlimited edition, all enterprise features plus these features, right? So depending on your requirement, and all this pricing that you see here is per user per month. Got it? So one, this is per month, and secondly, it's per user. So if you have 10 users and you want to go for an unlimited edition, you will end up paying 215 to 10 per month, $2,500 per month. All right. So a lot depends on the a lot depends on the users, number of users that you have, and you also will have to see that what kind of a budget you have. Ideally, we all want to have unlimited edition. So that's what I was talking about. Everyone wants to buy a limousine, but what we need to look into is what kind of a budget do I have, right? So that's the thing. So 125, 65, $25, you have to do a mapping between what is your requirement, how many users you have, what kind of a budget you have, and then based on that you decide on an edition. Got it? You might have the requirement for an enterprise, and then your budget is somewhere around group edition. You cannot afford this kind of a license fee. Then you might have to adjust with some features. Maybe get a few lesser features and manage with that. Correct? Clear? Any questions or doubts on this? Simple stuff. Okay. So
Yeah,
that's
I have a couple of questions, Jeet.
yeah. Please tell
Quickly,
me.
who actually decides, like, which edition, who actually decides which edition is required for, the company? Is it an admin, or, is it someone else,
It's a
developer?
consultant.
Consultant. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically what happens is, for example, you are running a company. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to implement CRM for your company. So first of all, admin and developer will not come. First of all, a consultant will come. Okay. It can be, someone from the Salesforce.com team, or it can be someone from a consultancy that you have hired to, implement CRM for you. So this consultant will come. He will try to get some idea from you on the budget part. Let's say I am the consultant. You told me, hey, you know what? I want to have the Salesforce CRM here. So I'll try to get some idea on your budget. I will get, the number of users that you have. Let's say you tell me that there are 50 people in my sales team and I need CRM for everything, all of them. So 50 licenses you need. So I'll try to, understand what kind of a budget you have. And then I will do a mapping of your requirement and tell you that, hey, you know what? In this budget, you can get this kind of features. If you want all these features, then you need this kind of budget. Correct? So that's something a consultant should do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And quickly,
not
one more thing.
Yeah, just one more thing to add to that, since
Okay.
you brought in this question. Not primarily the role of an administrator, basically, but as a developer, you might be required. So consultant again, I here I'm talking about a consultant, but when you start working, so it's not a hard and fast that okay, fine, a company will have a consultant. So sometimes what happens with developers, because developers are expected to have more knowledge about Salesforce as compared to administrators. So developers can also do this stuff. So let's say you are working as a developer, or you have been assigned to do a development activity for a certain company. You can also be expected to do this much. I mean, a company would not hire, a consultant just for doing this small bit of it. So developers ideally will take this
Mm-hmm.
license suggesting and all that stuff. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, one more thing. As in, I have read somewhere like there is something called sales, marketing, and service cloud. Depending upon, I mean, does it varies according the edition or?
Um, See, it does not vary upon the edition. This is whatever we are talking about right now is all sales cloud. Okay.
Mhm.
Service cloud and marketing cloud are two different applications. The pricing and everything is different, right? What we are going to do is we are just going to focus on the sales cloud here. Marketing and service cloud are completely separate. Okay. So towards the mid of the training somewhere, I will just give you an overview of what a service cloud is, which is very similar to the sales cloud, but that's a different application, right? So that's how it is. So what we are talking about here is about the sales cloud. Sales cloud is an application which is meant for the sales, okay, a company's sales process, CRM process, right? Then there are different applications, or there are different offerings from Salesforce, uh, which are much more than just the software. Now Salesforce has started providing a lot of other solutions, like marketing solutions and service solutions, but we are not actually getting into that. For them the pricing is different, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah. Anything else before we move forward? We're good, okay. Now if you see, this is all Sales Cloud, Salesforce Automation CRM product which we are talking about. And throughout this training, we are just going to focus on the Sales Cloud part, right? Okay. So that's there. So we have understood the additions, and we have talked about we have seen the pricing. I'm actually going to talk to you about the additions a little more. So we have understood the concept of the addition, and we have understood the why additions are required, so that they can give different types of pricing to the different types of companies. Okay. Now, apart from this, the minimum that you see here is 25. There's one more which is called contact manager, which comes for $5 per user per month. But all that you can do with the contact manager is you can just store the phone numbers, email IDs, contacts. That's it. And you can track any tasks or activities. That's what you can do with a contact manager. Correct. So Yeah. So contact manager can only track the phone numbers, email IDs, tasks, the calendar activities, that sort of thing. And it costs you $5 per user per month. The advantage that you have is your data is on the cloud, right? Which means you can access it from anywhere. You can manage tasks and activities. Eventually, your features keep on increasing. Like in group edition, you have more features. You can track leads, opportunities, accounts. You can do reportings, dashboards. In the professional edition, there's inclusion of campaigns. I'm going to talk about these things, right? In the during the training. So here you have the option of mass mailing. Once you go into enterprise edition, you have an option of automating things. With an unlimited edition, you have the option of designing unlimited number of apps. So features keep on increasing. So depending on the requirement, if a company does not require a workflow automation, ideally they don't require this edition. Then they can manage with this one also. If they don't even require to send mass mails or do the campaigns, they can manage with this one also. Got it? Clear? Okay. Just give me 1 minute. Let me share these edition details with you. Okay. So the first and the most basic edition is a personal edition, which is again not listed on their website. Some of the editions they have not listed on the website. The ones which are which are very small ones. Okay, so they have not listed all of them on the website. So first is the personal edition. Personal edition is meant for an individual user, which means if you take a personal edition, you cannot have more than one user for the org. You can only have one user, one license, one login ID, password. That's it, not more than that. Okay, so it's meant for individual sales representatives, because if there are more people, they cannot manage with one login ID password, right? More people actually will need to access, have more login IDs and passwords so that they can access the same data as centralized one, right? So this personal edition is designed for an individual sales representative or other single user, provides access to key contact management features such as accounts, contacts. All right. So it has the key contact management features. That's it, like accounts and contacts. Then comes in the contact manager edition, the second one, which is designed for small businesses. Okay. Feature wise, it's almost similar to the personal edition, but it can support up to 5 users. Contact manager. So that's the reason why it's designed for small businesses, provides access to key contact management features. And in addition to that, this activities, calendars, these things can be done as I told you earlier. You can make notes, you can upload attachments and do a bit of reporting. That's what you can do in a contact manager. It can support up to 5 users, not more than that for the org. Then comes the group edition designed for small businesses and work groups. This group edition can also support only 5 users, not more than that. Okay, with a limited number of users. Yeah, so this limited number of users is 5, not more than that. Okay, but in addition to whatever was allowed in the contact manager, it has opportunity leads, cases, dashboards. So dashboards you can create in this. Cases can be tracked, leads and opportunities. So few additional modules have been added here. Then comes the professional edition. This is designed for businesses who need full featured CRM functionality. So companies which require full featured CRM functionality, for them professional, minimum professional edition is required. It allows you to do a bit of simple customization, a bit of integration, admin tools are available, right? And here you can have whatever number of users you want. So in professional edition, there is no limit on the number of users. Yeah, you'll have to pay for every additional user. So if you need 20 users, you can have 20 users, but you'll need to pay for them, right? Because we see the pricing is all per user per month basis. So if you want 20 users, you can get 20 users, but you'll have to pay for them. Then comes the Enterprise Edition designed to meet the needs of large and complex businesses. Enterprise Edition is one edition where you almost get all the features. Okay, feature wise it has almost all the features, right? So it can support any size of deployment, and it can actually take care of the large and complex business processes, some logics to be run, the program, you want to control things through a program, you can write your own programs, you can design your own user interfaces, you can automate things. So all that thing can be done in enterprise edition. All right, then comes unlimited edition. Now the problem with the unlimited edition is that the price is double of enterprise edition, but feature wise there are no additional features. That's the reason why unlimited edition is not that popular. Enterprise edition costs you $125 and unlimited edition costs you $250, right? So pricing wise it's double the enterprise edition, but feature wise, features are almost same. Okay, includes all enterprise edition functionality. Then what is unlimited here? Unlimited is basically, you get unlimited number of apps to be developed. No company would develop unlimited number of apps. It's not like internet usage that you keep on doing unlimited, right? So you do not have resources to actually go ahead and develop unlimited number of apps. It has increased storage limit and it has some premier support. So from salesforce.com side, you'll get some premier support. So, but for these things, paying double the price is not that much of that much worth of it. That's the reason why it's not that popular. Okay. Enterprise edition, on the other hand, is very popular. Okay, the most popular solution that they have. Unlimited edition is not that popular. Correct? And you might have seen that on the website also. So at the top of enterprise edition, they have mentioned most popular. See, this is most popular. Whereas this is not that popular.
Jeet, can I clarify something?
Yeah, tell me.
Okay. So you were saying that contact manager and group editions we can have up to 5 users, right?
Mhm.
So after, I mean, is that per user we need to get the license, or is it that just
For
single?
any edition, you need to get the license per user only. You
Okay,
decide on how many users you want. Right?
okay,
Per
okay,
user, you'll have to pay. Now, for group addition, you cannot have, even after paying, you cannot have more than 5 users. So you cannot say that I need 20 users and I want to use group addition. They will say 20 user
okay,
group addition, there's no scope. But
okay, okay,
for every addition, it's per user license fee that you have to pay.
okay,
So,
okay. All right.
so for group edition to have 5 members, it's gonna cost them $125 per
125,
month,
right,
right?
right. So you cannot say
Oh,
that I'm
okay,
ready to pay
nice.
150 and make it 6 users, because that's not possible. All right. But here, if I am in enterprise edition, if you want 1000 users, they can create it for you, but the payment will be 125 into 1000. Correct? So that's how it is. So for group edition and the contact manager edition, they basically wanted to make just keep it for very small companies, companies which have more less than 5 or 10 people. So for that kind of companies, and they do not allow any company which is a little bigger in size to use these editions. All right. So that's it. So overall, we have an understanding of the additions now. So we have talked about a few additions. We understand about the pricing. Apart from these all additions, so since we are talking about all these additions, there is one more addition which is not mentioned on the website, which is called a developer edition. And the reason it's not mentioned on the website because it's free. Okay. So all these additions you suggest to your customers, or you will be working while you start working on Salesforce, you will be working on one of these editions. As a developer, you cannot work on a professional edition, because in professional edition there is no scope for development. So development scope starts from enterprise. So while you get into a job, minimum you will be working on an enterprise edition, because group edition though does not have anything for admin also to do. It's something that the Salesforce will give and people will use it, right? So with fixed functionalities, any scope of customization, writing programs, code start with enterprise edition. So as a developer, most of the times you will end up working at least on an enterprise edition. But I just want you to know the other editions also. Right? Okay. And the next that we have is a developer edition, which is free. Okay. And it's free for lifetime if you don't keep it idle for 6 months. Okay. So this developer edition expires only if you do not touch it for 6 months. So if you have just kept it idle for 6 months, it will expire. Otherwise, you can keep on using it. So this is a big advantage that you have. You can create your own developer edition and continue to use it till the time you want it. And you will require a developer edition. So this is meant for people who want to learn Salesforce. All right. And developer edition, features wise, it has features similar to enterprise edition. That's the second good thing. So a developer edition has the features which are similar to an enterprise edition. Got it? So feature wise, it has features similar to enterprise edition, and it's free. Now the other question that comes into mind is that if developer edition, which has all the features of an enterprise edition, or almost all the features of an enterprise edition, is free, why would someone buy an enterprise edition, or why would someone go and buy a license? Do you get that question in mind? I'm talking about $125 for an enterprise edition, and then I'm talking about a developer edition which is free of cost and which does not expire also. And then why would I go and someone go and buy a license then? Everyone will start using developer edition. Don't you think so?
Yeah.
Because you don't get to access with multiple users. I mean, multiple people can't use it. Only one person can use it.
That's one reason. Very good. There needs to be one more. There is one more reason. Can you think of the other reason?
Um, mm, no idea.
No.
No, no.
Okay. The other reason is very simple. Data storage. So with the developer edition, the data storage that you will get is 5 MB. That's it, which is very small. You cannot store more than 200 records in that. Okay. So any company or a business will have definitely more than 200 records. Even the smallest of the company will have data in thousands at least, if not in millions or something, but at least 1,000, 10,000, 15,000 records. 200 records is very less, right? So data storage is limited. It's good enough for people like us to do some sort of hands-on practice, put some sample data, dummy data, and test the things that we are actually trying to do, right? So that's the good thing about the developer edition. Got it? Okay. Now, how do we get the developer edition? Manjit, I think you have the developer edition already, right? Already created.
I do have.
Varun, you do not have a developer edition, right? Varun, you have a login or license in Salesforce. Have you ever signed up for a Salesforce license?
Not yet. I'll do it tonight. I'll sit and try to set up an account on that. If it's just like signing up an email, then probably I can do it on my own.
No, I'll just tell you where exactly you need to do it.
Okay.
So all that you need to do is developer.salesforce.com.
Okay.
Okay. Can you just open this link?
Yeah, I'm trying.
And then there is at the top right corner there is a sign up button. Just click on that sign up button. Put your first name, last name, email ID. Just put that information and click on submit button. It's just going to take a minute for us to set it up. So this developer
One
editions
more.
we are going to use for all the activities or all the exercise or all the project or any assignment which has been given to you. You will use this developer edition to uh, do those things, right? Hello. Yeah. Sorry. I think I by mistake clicked on the mute button. Yeah. Done, Manjit? No, not Manjit. Varun? Done?
Jeet, should I sign in as well to the platform?
You can sign in, but the only thing that I need from one of you is I need the login ID password of one of the developer editions, which I will use to
Okay.
show, demonstrate things in the session, during the session. Right. So
Okay.
any
Okay.
one of you can actually share. Varun, let me know once you're done with signing up.
Yeah, Jeet, I just signed it up. I'm on the home screen. You want my details? I can share.
Yeah, anyone of you can share. That's fine.
Yeah,
Login
one
ID and
second.
password.
Let me type that in the
Yeah.
chat. I'll type it in the chat.
Yep.
There's no space in there. That's knsriramvarun@gmail.
Got it. And
Password is sales2015.
can you just type it?
Yeah, it's just plain straight sales2015.
All small?
Yeah, all small, lowercase.
No, it is wrong.
knsriramvarun@gmail.com and sales2015. That's what.
No.
One second, let me reset it and give you. Mm, Sriramvarun@gmail.
Shall I share mine otherwise, Jeet, or?
Yep.
No, I'm actually. Did you try sales 2015?
Mm-hmm.
I just signed back in and it was.
Can you just type in the chat window whatever
Yeah,
password
yeah,
you
I'm
put in?
trying to do that.
It's at gmail.com, right?
Yeah, at gmail.com. Sales, SALES 2015.
Hmm.
You are able to?
Okay. I'll need the verification code that will be sent to your email.
My email?
Yeah. Just go to your email and
Okay.
check a verification code you must have received.
Okay, it's 2222598.
22598.
598. Yeah, that's right.
Done. So here I am logged in into Salesforce. So this is how it looks. So this is the front end of the application, right? And
Yeah.
so Salesforce basically has an MVC framework. It's designed on an MVC framework. MVC framework has three layers: model view
Pardon?
controller, model view controller.
I couldn't get it, Jeet. Okay. Can you,
Mhm. Yeah. So Salesforce is designed on an MVC framework. MVC framework is an application framework which has three layers. Okay, model, view, and controller. Model is the database in the backend. Sorry. View is the front end user interface. Controller is the set of controlling logics, the program which runs the application. Logics or programs. Correct? So that's what Salesforce is built of. So what you see here in the front end is all view. In the back end there is this database layer. Okay. Okay. So let's understand this interface. The top right corner here is the force.com application menu. Here all the applications of your salesforce.com will be listed. So some applications are there by default, we can see them. You can build your own applications, and you can install some other applications, right? The way you have in your mobile phone, you have some apps, right? And you can install more apps. Okay. The same way in Salesforce, we have these apps by default. We can install some other apps from some companies which are selling those apps, and we can also build our own apps. Okay. Help button will take you to the help screen where you can actually seek for help on any topic. Setup. Once you click on setup, you will get this menu in the left hand side, setup menu. Okay, on the left hand side. Setup menu is required for setting up anything in Salesforce. Right from the very simple stuff to the most complex thing, everything will be set up using this setup menu on the left hand side. Alright. So when you click on setup here, you get to see this menu. Whatever we have to do, we'll have to do it with the setup menu. Okay, so we understand the setup menu. Then you see your name here. You can click on it,
Hmm?
and
Hmm.
from here you can actually just go ahead and click on my settings and all.
వస్తుందా పడుతుందా
Microphones on your please. Okay. Okay. So you can actually go to my settings, and then you can change your own personal settings, like login name and the password and all that stuff. The email ID. Now you have already signed up with a certain email ID. You want to change the email ID, registered email ID. You want to change your phone number. You want to change your password. Those things can be done from my settings. Okay. Developer console is basically an interface where the developers can write the program and test them. So there's something that we will do a little later, not now. Logout. Logout is definitely for logging out. All right. So this is what we have at the top right corner. We have the force.com menu. We have the help. We have the button to the setup menu, and then we have our personal setting option, developer console option, and the logout option. Okay. Here you have all setup menu available in the left hand side in the sidebar, and these are called tabs. This home, chatter, campaign leads, these are all called tabs. Okay. Each tab is connected to, not each tab, but apart from say a home and chatter, after starting from campaigns, all these tabs are connected to the database tables in the backend. Okay, when I'm talking about a database in the backend, database is collection of tables, right? So each tab here, starting from campaigns, is connected to a table in the backend. So there's a backend table which this tab is connected to. Like campaigns is a tab which is connected to the campaigns table in the backend, and in that table all campaigns are listed. Got it? So that's how it is. Then you have leads, then you have accounts, then you have contacts, opportunities, forecast, contracts. This is how it is. Got it? So this is how things are connected. All right. So I'll talk about these things, campaigns, leads, accounts, contacts, in our next session. Just one small thing that you need to do today is, I want you to, just go back and navigate through these things a little. Maybe, just go to campaign, try to create a new record. So if you go to campaigns, you can actually go ahead and click on new. This will allow you. I told you it's connected to a table, right? So when you are on campaigns tab and then you click on new, you'll be able to create a new campaign. Okay, enter some details about that. All right. Then once you're on accounts tab, you can actually go ahead and click on new to enter a new account detail. So this data will be inserted into the backend database table. So that way you can actually just save one and save create one more and then enter the data for that. That's how it is, right? So for today, what I want you to do is I just want you to navigate through these things, get a little more familiar with it. All right. So it will be good if you can actually spend some time, not more than maybe 30-40 minutes, and spend some time around it to navigate through these things. Try to enter some data again. Whatever you have created. Let's say I'm creating an account called IBM. Okay, only these fields are required. The ones with the red mark, these are required. Okay, so just try to enter some sample or some dummy data inside it, save it, and then if you have created one record, I've created one for IBM. You have the option of editing it. Okay, so if you can actually spend some time around this to navigate through this and get a little more familiar, because from our next session onward we will start talking about the setup menu and how things are done and all that stuff. It's good if you're a little familiar with this part. All right, got it. So what I'm going to do is I'm also going to share a small PDF. It's not actually a small PDF, but yeah, there you can read a little about these things. So functional understanding you can get. What is an account, what does it do, why it is required, that sort of stuff. Okay, which is something for your knowledge you sake you can actually read more about it. In our next session I'm going to take a case study, and with the help of case study I'm going to explain all these things to you. But before that, it's important that you try to go through these things and navigate and try creating a few records, try deleting them. That's something that needs to be done. Okay, initially it will take you a bit of time, maybe 15-20 minutes, for you to understand what exactly is happening and how it's happening. But after that you will become comfortable. So next session onward, because I'm gonna start doing a lot of things on the screen, so I don't want you to struggle with that. Okay, fine, where is he clicking and where did he go and all that stuff. Got it? So that's the thing. Right, so that's what we are gonna discuss today.